Well, we're an online compliance training company. We specialize in anti-corruption and the FCPA. We started about 4 years ago, and we really wanted to fill a need in the market for training that was comprehensive and a cost-effective deployment to companies with tens and hundreds of thousands of users across the world. What we really wanted to focus on was something that was not legalese, but something that was well understood at the corporate or headquarters level, but also played well and was easily deployable to the field to make sure they understood. I think in terms of FCPA, it's the concept of third parties. You can be liable for acts of third parties that you didn't know about if you should have known about them. And I think the concept is, oh, it's an agent, someone else is handling it. But I think that realization is pretty tough. And once they get their arms around it, I think they realize they're in for a much bigger compliance effort. So that's the one big step that I think companies need to take. But clearly it's becoming more and more part of the mainstream, and they're certainly realizing it's part of the landscape for good. I think it is, because they say, but it's allowed under the FCPA, as you mentioned. But what we say, we try to make our courses where we're very much business enabling, but we don't go so far as to be foolish and risky. So in all of our courses we say that the grease payments or facilitation payments, although allowed under the FCPA, are not a good idea, and you're most likely violating the laws of another country. Imagine if some foreign national came to Dulles Airport and said, well, it was taking too long at customs, so I just paid a guy off because it's legal under my home country laws. I think we'd be pretty offended. So I think it's the same way we have to look at how that plays out. And our courses, although business enabling, I think we err on the conservative side, but we also allow ways for companies to realize they can get business done. They just have to be careful, transparent, and document things well. I think definitely so. I think companies are realizing that they may be solving an issue that 10 other companies are solving, and it may not necessarily be something that's their competitive advantage, their core business that they'd want to do alone and get to market. This is a compliance issue. If several companies can solve it, why not do it together? So I think that's part of the reality of the breadth, scope of the law, as well as the economic times we're in.